You feeling French today, bub?
Yeah, I thought about coming on here. You know how I do with My Fair Lady. I sang a little song. I thought about singing the song that opens this film, which is like, I love little
No,
girls
no,
and
no,
I'm an
no.
adult
No, you
guy.
can't. You can't.
1, 2, 3, 4. These boys only want the best stuff. They want the cream of the crop. They don't want none of that Michael Bay shit. They want the shit that pops. Oscar bait, black and white. Maybe something French. If it's got more than one explosion, honey, put that shit on the bench. Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners, Oscar Wieners. These boys are the Oscar Wieners.
Yum, yum.
Oscar Wieners.
Welcome to Oscar Wieners, the only show,
Sorry.
the only show on the internet where Hollywood's biggest night is sent to jail
Oh,
for singing about children.
whoopsies. My bad.
Um, I am your host, Michael. I'm not even gonna do a silly name because this movie has
What is wrong with you?
defeated me.
You're defeated by this? By
Yeah.
Gigi?
Gee.
How could it be?
Um, so yeah, Michael, he's
Fine. I guess I'm just fucking Mayor McCheese today. I don't know. But
um
you can call me Ander.
and this is a podcast where every week we talk about a best picture winner at random to try and figure out if it is best picture worthy. And today
Nice.
we're talking about an unworthy sack of shit. We're
I
talking
didn't
about
say it. I didn't say it.
1959 best picture winner Gigi,
Gigi. Je
directed
suis.
by Vincent Minnelli. You know when like
Hmm.
so say you're Liza Minnelli. Let's just say hypothetically
I say
you're
that
Liza
all the time.
Minnelli
Yeah, sure.
and you're like way more talented than your stupid dad and his stupid movies. That
Is
must
that what
suck.
is that what you
That
think happened in
it
this
must be
instance?
it must be embarrassing to have a dad who sucks and makes bad
Is
movies.
this really Liza Minnelli's father?
I think so. Let me double check.
There's no
But
way that's true.
yeah, fucking Hollywood is just a nepotistic hellhole.
There could be there could be more than one Minnelli.
Vincent Minnelli, children too, comma, including Liza. Ever heard of
Wow.
her?
No, not until you said it.
He married Judy Garland and then had Eliza about it.
What? That's the truth? That's
Yeah.
Hollywood truth?
Yeah, Liza's mom is Judy Garland. Dorothy.
That's pretty buck wild.
That's not only buck wild, that's hog wild.
You're telling me. Je suis. Gigi. Yeah, I wonder if Liza watched this and was like, ooh.
Better luck next time, Daddy.
Better luck next time, Papa.
We will be talking another Vincent Minnelli movie at some point in the future because
Really?
yeah, fucking
He's
An American in Paris.
Oh, fucking course. That one.
He can't get Paris out of his goddamn blood.
He's not even France. Is he?
No, he was born in Chicago, Illinois. I mean, like his parents might be like Parisian,
So
but
that's so lame,
I don't
dude.
know. Chicago, his dad was probably slinging a deep dish, and his mom was probably chanting, "Go Cubs, go Cubs."
And he's like, this sucks. I only care about Paris. That's unfortunate.
Um,
Can I want me to give the synopsis?
yeah, go please,
Okay.
please. I
Yeah.
don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'll take the reins on that.
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah,
that
totally,
the burden
totally.
from your shoulders. Gigi is about a rich pedophile in the early 1900s named Jeffrey Epstein. Oops, I mean, what's his name? Gaston Lachat or whatever. and he's trying to court I googled it, 15-year-old girl.
My guess was 15. I was like, how old is she supposed to be? I was like, feels 15.
She's a high school student in France, uh, basically studying to become a courtesan, which is a mistress to a rich man. And she becomes not so much fixated on this guy so much as she sees him as a brother and he sees her as a lover. That's problematic. That does not get my seal of approval. I don't know about you. Mike said he personally loved it. Is that correct?
No, I find this movie objectionably
Oh, that's what it was.
nasty, filthy, dirty, disgusting.
But did you like the songs? Because it was a musical, and it still is.
Let's get into the songs in a second. So
Okay.
Leslie Caron,
That's
okay, Karen
okay.
plays Gigi, the titular. Maurice Chevalier.
Chevrolet.
Maurice Chevy Ford
Maurice Chevy
F-150.
Tahoe
Um,
gracing the screen.
Maurice Chevalier plays the fucking creepy old man that sings in the opening of the movie and then like just appears like fucking randomly throughout.
Yeah, he's just a womanizing old uncle.
Yeah. Lewis Jordan plays Gaston. Fucking Hermione Gingold plays Madame Alvarez Mamita.
Ooh,
Full disclosure, I was 20 minutes into this movie. Maybe you've already seen my Letterboxd review, so this isn't much of a reveal. I was 20 minutes into this movie, and I was like, I literally can't. So I put it on 2x
Impossible.
speed.
oh, that's really
I watched this movie on 2 times speed.
that's your entire critique is null. I think.
I missed nothing.
How
missed
would you
nothing.
know? You wouldn't even know because it's 2 times speed. You can't listen to a song.
I was raised on the internet. I can process information at a speed that boomers couldn't even comprehend.
You're Lightspeed Michael.
Right now, every time we're doing a podcast, I'm also streaming on Twitch. You just don't know it.
This whole time, every
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, and I'm playing the stocks. Ever heard of that?
Is that what you're streaming?
And I'm sort of collecting rocks.
How? In a stream? Is that what you mean?
Schist or otherwise.
Holy shist. You're a madman. You're a multitasking madman of madness.
Yeah, I watched it on 2x speed. And I missed nothing.
But you wouldn't know that you missed nothing because you missed it.
I had the subtitles on. I was reading quickly and listening to these idiots talk.
That's insane to me, but okay, fine.
This might not be the last time I do this, by the way.
You're rogue. You're off the rails. You need to be stopped.
I just can't. Some of these movies are so fucking terrible that I just can't deal with it. Like fucking Grand Hotel, 1930s Grand Hotel. I'll probably
Right.
I'll
You
probably
need to
2x
relax.
speed that one.
You gotta you don't even know what it's about. It's about a grand hotel.
The
and that
Great
could be fun.
Ziegfeld, probably 2x speed that one.
Stop.
Oops, sorry.
Take him out. Sniper, take him out.
Certain movies, I like Gone with the Wind. I wouldn't 2x speed just because it's like so significant that I feel like I should watch it. This meant nothing to history or
How
to
do you
me.
know? Well, how are you going to know it's significant unless you see it?
I did
how
see
it's
it.
meant to be seen.
So-
Well, you saw it. Like the Flash would watch it. I mean,
Yeah, and the Flash is doing really good.
fine. In the box office or otherwise.
No, he's made 2 pennies at the box office.
Really?
Yeah.
Yikes. I will say, I don't like this movie, but this is like the first movie we've seen in color. The colors look beautiful.
That's my thing is like I think the movie looks good.
Yeah.
I actually think the performances aren't bad. I just think the characters are uninteresting and poorly written, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like I
I
think
agree
the
with
actors are like fine.
Yeah, the acting is fine. They did their job, acting as morally reprehensible individuals who are put on a pedestal as shining examples of honor.
I think.
Do you like Gigi's character? I feel like she's not really the main character, which bothers me. It's an Oliver
she like
effect.
disappears for long stretches of this movie,
She
which
does.
bothered me because I actually she's
She's
something.
fine.
She's
Yeah.
something. She's like kind of a plucky teen who's just wants to have a silly little time.
Yeah, she's taking rich person lessons, which I mean is a strange concept, but she's basically taking lessons on how to be a rich person in society from her rich family. And you can kind of track where that story is going. She's like, I don't want to give up this rich this I don't want to give up who I am to become this rich society person. That doesn't happen. She fully becomes a rich society person, and she's just not Gigi anymore. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, by the end, she just sort of like completely gives into it. And I don't, maybe we could talk about that in a little bit, but I don't totally understand why.
The reason why is because it's such a male, it's such a masculine movie. It's just like so blatantly chauvinistic that she has to become this rich society person just to appease to fucking Epstein.
Gaston.
Yeah, Gaston.
Epstein. Yeah, part of me is like, well, we should go through the movie, but like, there's really nothing to this movie.
No, it's a lot of 1900s-esque Seinfeldian bullshit, but like not in a funny way.
Yeah.
Gaston is kind of just like, oh, her toes are too long. She's just dating all these women and like finding really superficial ways to reject them.
Yeah,
And he's always just, he's so bored by everything. Oh, it's such a bore. It's like, shut up, dude. You have an amazing life, and France is beautiful. Just enjoy it. He's like, I need to court this 15-year-old girl, or else life is not complete for me.
What was your experience watching this movie? Because obviously I explained mine. I watched it on 2x speed and missed nothing, and 1 star. This movie is trash and ass.
I watched it on normal speed. I watched it with
Really?
my mom.
Oh.
And then at the end, because my mom, she really likes musicals, and I don't really, and I kind of hope to maybe that some of her lens will rub off on me. Like I want to appreciate them more. I want to see what people appreciate about them, because I really don't like them particularly. I don't like the aesthetics of musicals on screen. But by the end, I looked at her and she was like, mm-mm. She was like, this ain't it.
Even your mom, who I've met and who is lovely,
Yeah.
such like a nice, kind person, was
Thank
like,
you.
now Gigi can eat a brick.
Yeah. She can't even
That is the most scathing possible review to me. That is the most scathing indictment of Gigi.
She just loves everything and loves life, and she is a
Right.
wonderful person. She's like, this was kind of boring.
This like sucked.
Like, I like spending time with you or whatever, but this ain't it.
Like musicals need dancing, otherwise they're like really boring.
I don't know if I agree with that.
There needs to be some kind of action that the character is doing while singing. A lot of these characters,
Okay.
when they sing, are just standing in the middle of a room and they're singing a really boring song that honestly doesn't even advance the plot. Like, the songs in this movie don't really have like an emotional reason to be there like they do in the best musicals.
There's no weight to them.
I'm just gonna read some of my notes.
Go ahead.
Every conflict is hung together by truly the lowest stakes imaginable.
That is,
This-
yeah, that's true.
This movie is nothing.
Yeah, and it all hinges around the relationship between Gaston and Gigi.
Yeah.
And it's problematic. Why does every relationship in a romance that we've seen have to be problematic? Like, why can't you just make something believable and nice to see? Why does it have to be a child dating an adult? I don't know.
We should go to jail for even talking about this movie. Is that wrong?
Yes, I'm not going to jail for this. They
Oh.
did it, not me. Arrest Liza Minnelli.
Don't arrest Liza. Liza did nothing wrong.
Liza's
Liza
going to the
innocent.
brink.
Another note I wrote down is Gaston gets cucked.
Yeah, he does get cucked, and he gets so mad that he basically pays for that man to leave Paris.
Yeah, and then this lady he was like half dating, half not, like commits fake suicide.
Yeah, and they're laughing about it. It's in the newspaper, and they're like, Gaston, you've done it again. Your
And
first suicide.
I wrote that down. The older character who narrates the opening of the movie directly to the camera, he says, "Congratulations, Gaston, your first suicide."
So just woefully bleak. I feel like that's kind of the whole theme of this movie, is that everything is very bright and cheery, but the reality of it is just so supremely dark.
Ooh, that's a good take.
I mean, right? Do you agree?
Like, kinda. I mean, another note I have is, speaking of, like, just going back to the songs, like near the end, Gaston, he's singing. He has a song where he like is thinking. He's like basically it's a song where he's considering like, wait, do I actually am I actually in love with Gigi?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a song where he fights his urges for an underage girl and then eventually submits to them and it's like, actually, I do love her and want to marry this 15-year-old.
I know, it's like,
And you're
why
supposed to
do
be
I
like,
root for
oh, he's
this?
coming around. And it's like, this is, again, morally reprehensible.
I mean, that's what's so hard to it's so hard to connect with it because of that aspect. I mean, she gets this beautiful evening gown that's like very it's supposed to be adult and proper, and she shows it off to him, and he's like, "No, I liked you better when you were wearing your high school uniform." It's like, dude, can we have anything salvageable? No. This whole thing is kind of a sinking ship. Gigi herself is fairly charming, but I'm kind of just mind boggled because even at the end, they arrange this whole business deal. They say where she's gonna be Gaston's mistress and live this, life of insane luxury. And she's like, actually, I'm having second thoughts about this. Like, I don't know if this is a lot for me to handle. It's like, oh, why? Because you're 15? That's probably it, right? And
It's
he's
got to
so
be
confused.
because you're still a kid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, what apprehension could you possibly have about being my mistress?
Is that what happens at the end where like, so they go out at the end
Yes.
and when they go out like publicly, Gaston and Gigi, is that them trying out the mistress thing?
Yes.
Oh,
And then
okay.
he
And then
decides this is not right. Let's get married instead. And that
Right.
somehow fixes everything.
Yeah, because I was a little bit probably because I was watching it at 2x speed. I was a little bit
Oh.
confused by that ending where I was
Mm.
like, wait, what's going on?
I mean, in your defense, it was confusing. I
Because then
didn't
like
really get it
he
either.
gets pissed at her, he drags her home, she's upset, then he goes out, he walks around for like 15 seconds, and he comes back, he's like, actually, I'm gonna put a ring on it.
Yeah, he's not pissed at her. I think he's just pissed in general.
He sort
He
of is
sees-
like annoyed by how people are like reacting to her or something.
That's exactly it. Like his uncle, his creepy uncle approaches him and is like, "Oh, she's gonna entertain you for quite some months," and he's like, "That ain't it, Chief. I want to marry this teen." Like a hero.
And the audience goes, "Oh, Gaston, he's figuring it out." Thank God. I hate this movie. I think it's bad. I think
Fine.
it's wrong.
Just review Princess and the Frog then.
I already did 3.5 stars.
Okay, fine.
That's Riz.
It's not what that means.
Yeah, get rizzed.
Fine. Who else ran against this boy?
That's a great question. Let's fucking move on. Let's get this
Is it
episode
more-
over with.
Are they more
You know what
musicals?
sucks? I love
What?
talking to you. You're my best friend.
Aw,
But these
thanks, man.
movies make conversation null.
But you need the lows to appreciate the highs.
That's
Like The
a good
Greatest
point.
Show on Earth.
Again, another movie that looks like an absolute 10 out of 5 masterpiece compared to this movie.
This movie makes
Um,
Citizen Kane looks like something I haven't even seen yet.
yeah, it makes this Kane look like something that the aliens are gonna beam into our skulls that like makes us see the fourth plane of existence or whatever.
Sick. Can't wait.
Gigi, before we get into the nominees, was it was the first movie to win all nine of the categories it was nominated for.
How?
It was eventually tied in the 80s with The Last Emperor, but it wasn't bested until Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, when it won all 11 of its nominations. Nominees for 1959 Oscars. We got Cat in a Hot Tin Roof, based on the Tennessee Williams play.
Cool.
Starring Paul Newman as a ex-football player who's gay, and he's married, and his wife hates that he doesn't desire her, and he is struggling with his sexuality. Kind of sounds interesting. Like, I didn't know that that's what that play was
Yeah.
about, and I was like, oh, I might watch that.
It's not a musical, right?
No, and plus Paul Newman's in it, and Paul Newman is the best.
Sign me up.
Next up,
I'm gonna
we
give you the
have-
Oscar.
what's up?
I'm gonna give that the Oscar.
Honestly, yeah, give it the Oscar. I'd give that the Oscar.
Just for Paul Newman.
Just for Paul Newman. You know, all right, so next up, we have The Defiant Ones, directed by
Ooh.
Stanley Kramer, starring Sidney Poitier and Tony Curtis. The plot is very simple. Two convicts, a white racist and an angry black man, escape while chained to each other. That's
Whoa.
like a great premise for a movie, 1958.
Okay, but not
Let-
now.
I mean, yeah, like if people are, I feel like,
Sounds like The Green Book,
yeah.
which I haven't seen or know anything about.
Well, just know it was the best movie of that year, obviously.
Okay, cool.
Defiant Ones. That sounds way better than Gigi.
Check it out.
Haven't seen it.
All right,
Sounds better.
put it on the list.
Next up we have I Want to Live. I wonder what that's like. Directed
Jesus
by
Christ.
directed by Robert Wise. And he got wise.
Sure did.
This is a movie about a woman with dubious moral standards, often a guest in seedy bars. She has been sentenced for some petty crimes. This is so weird. Two men she knows murder an old woman. When they get caught, they start to think that Barbara has helped the police arresting them. As a revenge, they tell the police that Barbara is the murderer. That sounds way more interesting than Gigi.
These sound pretty freaking cool.
This actually sounds like kind of a cool year for movies.
Yeah. Like, what is the Academy's fixation on musicals?
I truly don't know. We have to watch so many of them, and it's gonna drive me up the wall. The final Best Picture nominee, starring Ingrid Bergman and someone called Kurd Jurgens, believe it or not. He has
Shout
an
out.
umlaut above the U in his last name, so I guess he's German, maybe.
Jurgens.
It's called The Inn of the Sixth Happiness.
The hell does that mean?
All her life, Englishwoman Gladys Aylward knew that China was the place where she belonged.
Okay.
Not qualified to be sent there as a missionary, Gladys works as a domestic to earn the money to send herself to a poor, remote village. There she eventually lives a full and happy life, running the inn, acting as foot inspector, advising the local mandarin, and even
What
winning
does
the
that
heart of mixed-race Captain Lin Nan.
Okay. This one.
That's funny.
What
Kurd Jurgens, a German-Australian stage and film actor, is playing the mixed-race Captain Lin Nan.
Oh no.
Um,
That can't be good.
maybe I'm wrong. I don't know his full history. But But Gladys discovers her real destiny when the country is invaded by Japan. Was not expecting this. And the Chinese children need her to save their lives. Based on a true story.
Oh my god. What is Foot Inspector?
Maybe like foot binding? Right?
No, that was in like the Ming Dynasty. That was like so
I don't know,
years
man.
ago.
I'm just fucking shooting. I'm like, oh, Foot Inspector, China. I know like foot binding was a thing. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Maybe it means like as if a foot soldier, like you're low on the totem pole, so to speak. But I don't know what just a general inspector is. I don't know.
It could just be like a foot doc, like an orthopedist.
Then just say that. That's what they should have said.
Orthopedia didn't exist in 1958.
You can still say foot doctor. Like if I was going to
Wikipedia existed.
It did. Back then?
Yeah. It was this guy named Wiki.
John Wiki.
And he shouted facts that people didn't know if they were true or false.
And he said, I'll take anybody's opinion as fact. If anyone challenges me, I'll just accept that as the truth. And his legacy lives on.
Yeah, so the end of Sixth Happiness sounds a little weird, but honestly sounds way more interesting than Gigi.
Yeah, we'll put a pin on that one.
Call me crazy. So there's the nominees.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Probably ain't Gigi. No Osc. Say lovey.
Say la vie.
Say la vie.
The movie already exists. It's been around for fucking almost 70 years.
10.
Can't do anything about it.
Can't do it. Would you like to hear some reviews?
Yeah, I scrolled Letterboxd a little bit. People seem to hate this movie.
Yes, they do, and guess what? They mostly say the same thing that we said, that it's a pedophilic movie and it makes them uncomfortable, which is why we're scrapping that, and I'm bringing back the one-time segment.
Oh, fuck.
So today...
G or G?
The answer is always G, my friend. This is a new segment. It's one time and one time only. I'm calling it French Connection. I'm gonna give you
hell yeah
the name of a movie, an Oscar Best Picture winner, in French. I've translated all these.
Ooh, this
movies.
is fucking cool. This is a good game.
Well, okay, we'll see. You just gotta tell me what it is. I'm gonna say it in French. I got 6 titles here.
They're random. They're from throughout all of the Best Picture winners.
Yes.
Cool.
They're gonna go from easy to hard, and we'll just see how you do.
Okay.
All right, Frenchman?
Yeah.
All right, first up we have Bébé à $1,000,000.
$1 million baby.
Okay, all right, that was pretty good. I didn't think you were going to get that. By the way, if my pronunciation is wrong or off in any way, do not correct me.
I'm actually correct.
I'm actually 100% definitely correct. Next up, we have Titanesque.
Titanic.
Yeah! All right, you're 2 for 2. All right, you might be a little more French than we thought. Okay, what about Le Silence des Agneaux?
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, fuck. All right, are you French?
You said silence.
All right, well, I couldn't make it impossible. All right, next up. God help me. Les Seigneurs de Anouatois, les Retours du Roi.
Oh, that one's hard.
Yeah. Thought you were riding high.
I was getting a little bit cocky. You said seigneur, so that's like
Les Seigneurs de Anouatois, les Retours du Roi.
Sorry, I'm looking at the list. I'm like, what fucking movie could it be?
It's kind of cheating, but okay.
I can't remember every Best Picture winner, man.
I'll say it one more time and one more time only, and then we have to move on.
Okay.
Les Seigneurs de Anouatois, les Retours du Roi.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
And I'm sorry, you are no longer French. That's Lord of the Rings 3, The Return of the King, baby. I thought the trois would give it away.
Right.
That was a tough one. That was definitely a tough one. They do get harder from here. Next up, l'artiste.
The artist.
Okay, fine. Lucky guess. Last one. Il n'y a pas de paella pour les Villards. Il n'y a pas de pays pour les Villards. Or was I not clear?
How green was my valley?
No, but good guess, I would say. That's No Country for Old Men.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know how that one ended up being so long, but the French probably... The box art, the DVD box art for the French version of that is probably just all words.
That was a good game.
Thanks, man. You did well.
Good game.
4 out of 6.
That has been our episode on Gigi. Sorry, I'm just kind of
Gigi?
scrolling YouTube. I've been kind of scrolling YouTube most of the time. Just 'cause,
This
like,
whole
oh,
time?
Lord.
Okay.
Next week we'll be talking Michael Cimino, a blank check director, if there ever was one, who kind of destroyed the new Hollywood system with his 1980 film Heaven's Gate. We're talking his 1978 Best Picture winner, or maybe 79. The Deer Hunter, starring De Niro,
Oh.
Voight,
Oh.
fucking what's his name?
Pacino.
The guy from Dog Day Afternoon, the guy from he's fucking Fredo in The Godfather. He's in it. I think.
McConaughey.
Yeah, McConaughey's in it. Fucking Gigi actually makes an appearance.
Sick.
Yes, we're talking The Deer Hunter. It is 3 hours long.
I'm going to take a guess and say it's not about a deer hunter.
It's about men from a working class town. I don't remember what state. Maybe it is like Pittsburgh or like somewhere in Pennsylvania, who are deer hunt. They hunt, they're hunters. And then they get drafted to Vietnam and then they come home.
Oh, that's egg on my face then.
Yeah. I've
right.
seen like the first hour and that's about it. So.
And then what happened?
I sort of got tied up. I was 15 and sort of busy.
I was sort of training to become a courtesan.
This guy Gaston was courting me, and my parents had to call the
do.
police. And guess what? They couldn't get a hold of them.
Really?
The line was tied up.
Yikes! Not good.
All
right.
Yeah, so
cool.
We're talking Deer Hunter.
Excited for that?
Yeah. Should be kind of a sad time, but
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of a dour movie. Meryl Streep's also in it. Forgot about that.
Oh.
A young Streep.
Streep.
But yeah, we'll see you next week. Cover yourselves in relish and stick yourselves between two crispy buns.
God damn it.
And then let yourself get eaten.
Oh.
Wieners.
1, 2, 3, 4. These boys only want the best stuff. They want the cream of the crop. They don't want none of that Michael Bay shit. They want the shit that bops. Oscar bait, black and white. Maybe something French. If it's got more than one explosion, honey, put that shit on the bench. Oscar Wieners. Oscar Wieners. Oscar Wieners. These boys are the Oscar Wieners. Oscar Wieners.
Probably going to be our shortest episode. It's probably going to be like 15 minutes long.